start off the orthographic sketch of this children's playing block, you'll see that I've popped in my name block or my title block here with our angle projection symbol, all the relevant information we need, and just to make sure that you can see exactly what I'm going to do an orthographic projection of, we've got the wee block here as a sketch, and I'll also have this one to help you visualize as well. So we're going to start off with the elevation, so that's looking in fronty ways, for want of a better way to describe it, so looking in the front. We'll also do a plan, looking in from the top, and some end elevations from the sides, like so. First thing you start off with, we want a nice big long construction line running across the page. This is going to be the baseline. All of our views, elevations and end elevations are going to sit on this baseline. So it is pretty important. So I'm going to just take it right across the page. Nice continuous line like so. I've went a wee bit wonky towards the end. I'm going to tidy it up there a bit. Now that's the beauty of construction lines. They're that light. If you do one a bit wrong, it's absolutely fine because you're not really going to see it anyway. So I'm going to start off by plotting on the width. Now the big things we need to think about here is proportion, shape and your line quality. You get marked on the proportion, okay? So we need to get these proportions right. It looks about twice as long as it is high. So I'm going to start by marking that out. I'm going to put a little mark here and a little mark here, and that's roughly the width. I'm going to say again, it's not to scale, we just want it to proportion. Then more construction lines are going to go vertically right up, and this is going to help us plot our plan after, like so. And then I want to pop my height on. So again, I thought maybe that's about half the length, so we'll just pop that about here. And again, we're going to project that right across because that's going to help us with our end elevations. It's all about making this easier for yourself and setting your views up accurately. So just make sure that that's a nice long continuous construction line. So the next part we have is our curve here. So it's a half a circle. So I'm going to sketch that on. Again, I'm just going to use a construction line to plot that on like this. I'm just tidying up any bits that might look a bit odd. And then this is me done, that's my elevation. I'm going to just go over with my outline or solid line. Do we have any hidden detail here? We don't, but we do have a circle, so we'll need a centre line. So marking out roughly the centre, I'm going to pop one on there, starting from the centre here, like so. And the same across here. Now it's worthwhile pointing out that where the centre lines cross, you want it to be a cross. You do not want centre lines to cross like this, okay? You want the solid parts of your line to be crossing. So that's a good little tip for you. So the next bit we're going to focus on is our plan. So just looking straight down there, it's just going to look like a rectangle. So we're going to plot that in a good enough distance away so that we've got room for the name of the view and possibly dimensions. So I'm going to pop it up here. Give yourself plenty room. Try not to squish your views too close together, because then when you try and dimension things later on, then it starts to get a wee bit hard to see things. We want everything to be as clear as possible. That is one of the main things about production drawings, orthographic sketches, is that information needs to be very clear. If you were to give this to somebody to manufacture, they should be able to extract information very easily. So there we go. that's what our top would look like. However, from looking in at the top, this could just be a straightforward cuboid, something like that, but we need to tell the reader that there is something going on behind the scenes. So we're going to have some hidden detail. So here and here, we're going to project some construction lines straight up, like so, and up here, and just pop in our construction line, our hidden detail. Try and make your spacing as uniform as possible. And there we go, there's our plan complete. Now, end elevations, you can do the same thing, you can estimate the width and things, but you can also use a little trick called the bounce line. So if I project a line up here at a 45-degree angle, okay, first of all, you're probably thinking, how am I going to do that? If you make a little square in the corner here, equal sides, and just run a line through each of the corners, that should be 45 degrees, okay? You don't have to do it this way, you could just kind of guesstimate over here, but this is a way that saves you a bit of time. So from the corner of my elevation, I've projected a 45-degree line, so I'll just write that bounce line. And we're going to take some construction lines straight over. That one's went up a wee bit. We're going to tidy that up a little bit there. And then from here, you're going to project them down, and that gives you the width. It saves you having to try and work it out for yourself. And if this was a measured drawing, it would save you having to measure it out again. So there we have it. We're just going to pop that in and outline it. And because I already have my construction lines for the height of my end elevation, I'm sorted. That's it done. I've saved myself a bit of time, and it makes it a bit more accurate as well. But again, taking this out of the equation, we don't know that there's anything going on behind the scenes looking in at this end elevation, but we know there is an arc. So we're going to take that across and do some more hidden detail, like so. And repeat the process on the other side. And the last thing is the names of our view. Sorry, you can see any Harry Potter fans out there can see my chocolate frog pencil. You see my frog kind of dangling about. Hope that's not distracting you. So, elevation, end elevations, and plan. I'm going to use some guidelines just to keep my names of my views nice and neat, like so. And I want to make sure they line up on each side as well. One of the things I've forgotten, hopefully you guys have spotted it, we've got a wee centre line missing in here. It's always good to go back over your drawings and just make sure everything is in place. And there we have it. Complete with title block, we've got clear construction lines with clear outline and solid lines, and roughly pretty much to proportion. And that's what we're looking for, using your standard conventions, good line quality, good shape, and good proportion.